I forgot that Danny Trejo was in this game, but he is.
Oh, really? Who is he?
He is Raul, your ghoul mechanic.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
He had a really cool what was it? He had a really cool backstory I remember too.
Yeah, he was cool.
Oh, this is something else too. You huh. Okay. You know Boone in
Yeah.
this game? Did you ever watch the Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah?
You remember Timmy's best friend, the blonde one with the braces?
Yeah.
It's the same guy.
Huh.
That's him. He was also in Final Fantasy 13-2 and 13-3. So that's unfortunate. He was in Mucha Lucha, which I always forget exists. He was in KOTOR as well. Man, you want to talk about KOTOR? KOTOR is one of those games that I tried really, really hard to go back to and try to play. And that and Deus Ex 1 are just maybe the games that... Deus Ex 1, System Shock, and KOTOR are really, really, really hard to go back to. And it's such a shame because they've got some cool stuff in them.
Oh, they make you fucking work for that one. I tried to play it nice, he wouldn't have it.
Hmm. I saw that scrap. I'm looking at various ways to make unarmed like a viable way to play through the game,
Yeah?
and there's some stuff in it says that there is a place just a bit to the north of Good Springs, but it requires some sneaking to get to. That basically gives you a decent like ballistic fist weapon, kind of.
Well,
And the other one,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, the old world blues also has some stuff that you can kind of get fairly early.
Well, we're a bit a ways off from that.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Okay. Let's see here. Saturnite. Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live. Starring Will. I was gonna say Will Smith.
Starring Dr.
No.
Mobius.
Starring Dr. Mobius, the living vampire.
Yeah. The living brain.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, asshole, I got rid of your nightkin problem and broke every bone in my body.
Is the way clear?
Can you heal my bones?
And bless you, Wanderer.
Can you please heal the
The
bones?
way is clear.
I don't know if he
will
can.
lead my
I don't think
flock
he
through
can.
the basement to the sacred site.
I require
I hope you will
bone
come
health.
find us there, Wanderer. There is much to be done.
There they go.
He's getting eaten by a shark.
Oh God!
And they say that he save us. Not gonna stand here and wait.
Oh my goodness. Time to load a fucking save.
My God. That's the Fallout experience right there.
Oh my God, what did I step on? Oh. Hello?
I got really worried. Yeah, I can hear you.
The game crashed.
Oh? Oh no.
Oh no.
That's not okay. Why have you done this, game? That's, I mean, that is the game.
That is the game.
Tell you what, while we're talking about, floating in the empty expanse all around us, I've been looking at, I've been very interested in looking at Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020.
Is that right?
For sure. I think it's actually like super interesting and kind of novel in that I've talked about this a bit before, but as somebody who kind of just like I've got a PSVR that I just sort of happened to acquire, which means that I can't use that VR headset for almost anything without doing a bunch of nonsense hacking to it. I really want to use Google Earth VR as just like a desktop app, but I can't, which sucks. And you know, I find the flying around in Google Earth to be super interesting and super exciting, and just like from a technological standpoint, just
Is the way clear?
the tech that goes into it is super cool
Praise
to me.
the Creator, and bless you,
And you know, I'm a big
The way
wanderlust,
is clear.
so being able to
I will
actually
lead
do
my
that is
flock
super
through the
cool.
basement to the
And
secret
Microsoft
site.
Flight Simulator
I hope
is
you will come find us
just
there,
that
Wanderer.
with the new one.
There is much
Are
to be
you
done.
aware of kind of what it does?
No, I was gonna ask you, what's the pull? Because I've noticed it's been making some waves.
So the poll is using satellite imagery from things like Google Earth and you know, Ingress and stuff like that. Not necessarily actually using those, but using that same data
Uh-huh.
and that same satellite imagery. It is a one-to-one full recreation of the Earth that you fly over with simulated proper ass weather. That is just, you know, that blurry kind of boxy looking street view for like Google Street View. And you can fly anywhere in the world and like input coordinates on the globe to say, hey, I want to hop in this virtual airliner and go visit the town that I grew up in, or go visit like Mount Fuji or something.
That is pretty novel.
It's super, super, super cool. It is also basically the new Crisis, because it, like, even if you have like top of the line hardware, then yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator is like bringing significant machines to their knees. It's very, very, very neat. And again, as a huge wanderlust, as somebody who likes to just explore a virtual world, there is nothing more interesting to me than exploring the virtual simulation of our actual world, one-to-one.
What if life was more like a video game?
What if video game was more like life?
Then video game would be bad. We've already talked about this.
I don't know. In a lot of situations, yes. But I kind of feel like my ultimate video game would be a simulation of a place in the real world that I can't actually go to. Like, imagine like a VR chat or something, but, you know, you plug in the data for where you want to go, and it's like, oh, what city do you want to start? You want to start in Sydney, Australia? Okay. And just brings up, like, a photorealistic recreation of the city that you want to go to, and you start there.
I feel like that's not too far off. I feel inclined
I hope-
to say.
Yeah, I would like that. That's the kind of thing that I would be interested in. That's the kind of thing that I would almost buy a VR headset for. And that's the thing of it, right? Is I'm pretty sure Google VR is free. But you can't use it without a VR headset.
Obviously.
And if I could just load that program up on Steam and not have to plug in a headset, dude, I could stream that forever. Because I totally want to visit like Big Ben and Eiffel Tower, stuff like that. I want to see where the like there are a lot of film sets that I would really like to go and visit. Like the hotel that they filmed much of Angel at it exists. I'd really like to check that out.
Wanderlust is definitely what's going on here.
Absolutely. Oh boy, okay, here's another thing too. Did you ever watch Static Shock?
A couple of times, long time ago.
You remember Static's best friend, Richie?
No.
Blonde kid who was like good with technology.
I remember the archetype, we can say that.
If you remember the archetype, you remember the character. He was also Boone. Boone was him. Boone be he. Cartoon All-Stars to the rescue. What is this? Oh, I remember this. Okay. Never mind. For a moment, I thought this was a video game. It's not.
That's a shame.
That was a TV special. Ah, yes. Will Friedle. You know who Will Friedle is.
Do I?
You do. You might not recognize his name, but you know him very much so.
Give me something.
Which is funny, because he hasn't actually been in a lot. I'm going to give you a fake answer, and then I'm going to give you the real answer.
Okay.
The fake answer is that he was Ron Stoppable in Kim Possible. The real answer is that he's Batman Beyond. He's Terry. And not much else. He's done plenty, but also at the same time, not as much as you might think. Which is weird, because he's pretty good.
Less than you'd think and less than you'd hope.
Yes. But yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's been gone for a while, as it turns out. You may or may not know this, but Microsoft Flight Simulator as like a brand is, I believe, the longest running PC, like Windows PC franchise that is out there.
Huh.
And the reason why it's like suddenly popping up now, also in just aside from how impressive and novel the tech is it's been away for like a long time. I want to say, what was it? X Flight Simulator X was the last one. I could be wrong about that. Let me double check. Which you can buy on Steam. But that's not important here. Series. Yeah, yep. Okay, so first one ever was Flight Simulator 1.0 in 1962.
Wow, okay.
Hello.
Began as a
What can I
set
do
of
for you?
articles on computer graphics written by Bruce Artwick throughout 1976.
That's
No, wait.
not so bad.
Excuse me.
All right.
Sorry, that's 82. I was going to say, what the hell? It began in 1982 with 1.0. 1984 was 2.0. Kept rocking for a couple of years until 88 with 3.0. 4.0 came out the following year. 1993 is a bit of a jump, is when 5.0 came out. 5.1, 1995, the year I was born. 1996 was when Flight Simulator 95 came out. 1997, which, funny nomenclature, because it was not necessarily referring to the year, but to the operating system. 1997 saw the release of Flight Simulator 98. 99 saw Flight Simulator 2000. So on and so forth. It goes on for a while. Up until Flight Simulator X, which came out in 2006 and got a re-release in 2014, but did not get a new release until 2020 with Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Give me a shout if you need anything.
And part of
Are you
that
sure?
was because,
You won't be able to read in the dark as well.
hey, you know,
Okay.
the changes
And remember, if this doesn't help,
to
Try taking a bath in tomato juice.
world opinion on flight simulation, right?
Yeah.
Following the early to mid 2000s, shall we say. But the fact that it's back is really, really interesting. The Microsoft Flight Simulator games have been, and I believe are still used in legit flight instruction. Like if you were learning to be a pilot, the Flight Simulator is first and foremost a simulator before it's a game.
This is true.
And also it's got a very long history. But yeah, this newest one is very interesting to me. I remember there was a lot of history in, first of all, the modding scene for these games, as you might imagine, is huge. Part of that is, so you would understand this nightmare of, let's say you want to import a fan-made plane, right?
Right.
So it's not really an option of just like, let me go ahead and plug this folder into my main directory or like the mods and data folder and bam, there it is. It's more like, hey, put these 10 different folders in these 10 different folder locations, because this is where the gear shift folder has to go, and this is where the library folder has to go, and this is, you know, so on and so forth. And the more complicated your plane, the more you have to dick around with stuff like that. So they've had a history of like having really insane real life planes that you have to jump through hoop upon hoop upon hoop in order to actually work properly. And then the newest one that came out, one of the things that they're trying to do is like, let's make it like a forward-facing mod store, like your Minecraft. Let's do that. Make it easier. So that's interesting to me, at least. And I mean, one of the most interesting things that you can do, I feel, is straight up, if you ever have time, just like try and recall the address of the house where you grew up at or were born in, and type that into Google and see, hey, what does this look like nowadays? And you get, a street view that somebody from, took on like a GoPro in, the middle of the street. It's really interesting.
They have cars that do that. It's actually, like you said, it's interesting.
I wonder how well that job pays, because I would love
Probably
that
not
job.
very.
I imagine I could probably find info for this. Oh, it's not too bad, actually. Hourly pay ranges from $10 to $16 an hour. That's pretty damn good. Especially considering, if you're me, that job sounds awesome. Like, potentially being able to travel a whole bunch.
Okay,
It's not like...
now I've gone and fucking confused myself. Because I just remembered that not only are there skill magazines that temporarily boost your stats, but there's skill books that permanently increase them by a small amount.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's tumblers today, which permanently gives you +3 lockpick, and then there's the locksmith's reader, which gives you +10 for like a couple minutes. So
yes.
Now that's something I have to keep an eye out for. And I also need to find somewhere to sleep.
That one, it's been that way since 3, I want to say.
Yeah, you're right. It's just been a while.
I could be wrong. That could also be a thing in, like, 2, but I didn't play those games.
I don't think skill magazines were a thing in 2, or 1 for that matter.
I don't think 1. But again, I haven't played these games, so... 3 was where I started.
I'm reasonably certain that those are Bethesda-isms.
I would be willing to believe that because they're very Elder Scrolls. Ah, okay. Apparently, Google Street View drivers are temp positions.
Makes sense.
Not permanent. Yeah. That is the smart way to do it. They pay by miles covered. That's interesting. Oh my god. I have an image here of... This is a really disturbing image, actually. I have Google Street View images open here, and one of them just shows like a dumpster filled with mannequins.
Now that's fucked up.
I don't understand how this happens. I understand exactly how this happens. I don't understand. It's just a fun thing to say. Oh gosh. That's just a picture of somebody's face, like, superimposed onto a train track.
Now that sounds unearthly.
Nefarious, one might say. It's funny because, like, the way these things take photos, everything everything in the horizon kind of looks like when you first load up, like, the very first level of Deus Ex, and you can see New York all around you, but it's like a wraparound big JPEG.
Uh-huh. It's just a big JPEG.
Mm-hmm. It's a good-looking JPEG, but it is a JPEG.
I hope you're finding everything to your liking. Okay,
I see you
if that's
will
what you
that
think.
broom into reality, Jeannie May.
And you'll pay for your crimes in just a moment.
You will. Jeannie May is, like, among the worst characters in the game.
And you're about to... Well, you've already found out why if you've been paying attention. Where'd she go? I read the bill of sale.
She might still be in the room if she's not already to the next building. Do you not have a quest marker on her?
Oh, here she is. Okay. Yeah, power walk.
You can tell by the way that I do my walk, I'm a ladies' man with no time to talk. Music low and women warm. Been kicked around since the day I was born.
Yeah, there it is.
It's alright. It's okay. Boone won't look the other way. Oh, damn. Yeah, just caught up. Good. Good.
Now it's time to go confirm. Confirm that we did the right thing to him, because I already know that we did, because I'm smart. And I know this quest like the back of my hand for some reason.
Holy crap! I'm sorry. Yes, I agree with you.
That's it then.
The reason that I
How
know
did you
this
know?
quest like the back of my hand is, again, because I
Guess
really like
shouldn't be
Boone
surprised.
as, like, a companion
You like
character,
them to keep paperwork.
and so I would always try and help him out
This is all I
first.
can give.
And
I
I
think our
want to
dealings
say
are
I've
done
done this mission like 8
I
times.
don't know. I won't be staying, I know that. Don't see much point in anything right now, except hunting legionaries. Maybe I'll wander. Like you.
The reason I said holy crap is there is a dude in this game who I have met and did not realize that he... Oh my god, I didn't... Okay, let me start from the beginning.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Marcus, the super mutant in this game,
Yeah?
is voiced by one Michael Dorn, who you might know as I Am Weasel, and most people would know as Worf from Star Trek The Next Generation. And I had no idea that he was I Am Weasel, and also had no idea that he was Marcus in this game.
That's cool.
He also shows up in the game that we will be playing later. But I'm going to keep that a surprise because I think you'll be able to tell when he shows up.
Well, I'm all fixed up. Back to the RepCon facility. Back for more.
Back to the RepCon facility, which Clancy is disappointed to learn is not the name of a gym.
Is there a single gym in this game? I don't think there is.
I wonder. Let's find out, shall we? There is one in Fallout 4, which is what I was thinking of. There might in fact be 2. I don't think there is one. I don't think there is one in New Vegas.
What a fucking waste.
What a land of wastes.
Well said.
Thank you. Yo, talk about flight and being a pilot. Michael Dorn is also a pilot.
Cool.
He owns several jets, one of which he likes to call a starship. Oh, he was, he also voiced somebody in Toonami. Yeah, Toonami. Yeah, okay. This is a poll. Do you remember the Toonami Total Immersion events?
No.
So the Total Immersion events were the specials that they would run, right? There was one with a virus, and there was one with like a big blob that attacked, that killed Tom, and then Tom got replaced. They were like in-universe little short movies, kind of.
Yeah,
almost.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember
So
Tom being gone.
So, those were the Total Immersion events. And that's what eventually led to Stephen Bloom taking over from the first iteration of Tom. But in the first one, or not the first one, I think it was the second or third one. In Trapped in Hyperspace, there was a... Yeah, that was the third one. Trapped in Hyperspace was the one with the computer virus. The computer virus was also voiced by Michael Dorn.
Good, good.
This is neat. I had no idea.
This building is a fucking maze.
You're not wrong.
And my sense of direction would probably be better if I was doing this on my own time. Streamer's curse and all that.
My sense of direction can only help so much with the delay. But you found a butter knife and a bunch of ammo, so that's helpful. You can use that to fashion a way out of here.
How do you MacGyver with boxing gloves on?
Very carefully.
With the utmost care. Okay,
Shit!
There we go. I told you, with the utmost care.
I can't believe it! My boxing gloves got in the way. It's a good thing I've got this 4.5 hour long Star Wars ambient track playing.
I
also
specifically warned you about this.
I don't even know why I keep saying ambient, because I never say it when I'm not in front of a camera. It's ambient. This Beyonce.
Yeah, ambient. You know, like the stuff that makes your brain funny.
Yeah, ambient. You know, like Beyonce.
Like I said, the stuff that makes your brain funny.
Oh no. She's talented, just not as talented as her fandom likes to think.
Speaking of brain funny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Did I find... Okay, I think I'm on the right track now.
I'm about to bring a whole new level of hatred upon this channel by insulting Beyonce, I'm sure. I didn't even insult her. She's just overrated. Sorry. Deal with it. Beyonce and Christina Aguilera are two sides of the same coin.
The same overrated coin.
Christina Aguilera kind of brings it upon herself, though, because, like, they both... okay. Here, this is me putting my, music nonsense talk back in the stream, okay?
Go for it.
You know the most annoying thing in the musical world when, let's say you're at a sporting event, and it's like, and now, blah blah blah, with the national anthem, and they start singing the national anthem, and then they add in like 4 trills and like twice the amount of notes that are actually in the song to show off that they can. And they're like over singing to the point where you're like, okay, can you please just sing so we can move on?
Got shit to do.
That level of over singing was, while it was obviously not started by people like Christina Aguilera and Beyonce, it was very much popularized by them to the point that it sort of dominated pop music for well over a decade. And I think that shit sucks. Granted, this is coming from the perspective of somebody who sings like musical theater and has to abide by sheet music and such a lot of the time. But it's like the musical equivalent of what's his name from Blade refusing to open his eyes on set and having to CG his eyes open because he's just such a prima donna.
Oh my god.
And then
Fucking
tax
forgot
evasion.
about that story.
It's so stupid. Yo, those Blade movies are awesome, but that makes me never, like, why would you ever want to work with Wesley Snipes ever?
It really... Okay, I have a very important question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Should we wear a dumbass spacesuit?
I'm gonna say yes, and if we get tired of it, we can take it off.
I'm doing it.
Do it.
I'm gonna do it just because it's in good condition and is better than the armor that we have. Yeah!
Hold it,
Yeah! This is what we want to see.
Can you hear me, Major Tom? There you are.
I waited to speak with you
You're
one
floating in a
last time
tin
before I
can.
descended to the launch pad, Wanderer. I want you to know that we will remember for all
Man, that's
eternity
dumb.
how you delivered
That's
us
real
to the
dumb.
threshold of the great journey. Our preparations are nearly complete, but the rockets that will carry us to salvation are yet missing vital components. If you would still help us, Wanderer, speak to Chris. He can tell you what is missing. There is no way that we can thank you enough, Wanderer. Your arrival here was a blessing. We will remember you always.
We were talking earlier about
There is no way that we
Cass.
can thank you.
Are you aware of the side quest with Cass that never made it into the game?
No.
Jason says that I
Originally, there was going to be a side quest where the two of you would get into, like, they would try to drink each other under the table,
Uh-huh.
and they would wake up and realize that they were married and had no idea how it happened. Kind of like,
A fucking straight up Vegas marriage.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a wasted opportunity that they didn't do that.
If only this game wasn't rushed as much as it was.
Yeah.